Hello and welcome to Dudley's Zoo and Castle. I'm Chris, one of our bird keepers here at the zoo, and today I'm going to be telling you all about our southern cassowary. There are three species of cassowary, with southern cassowaries being the largest. They're a member of the ratite family, which also consists of your ostrich, your emu, your rhea and your kiwi. Now these guys come from the northern parts of Australia and the islands of Papua New Guinea and have remained unchanged for hundreds of thousands of years. They're one of the closest living relatives to your theropod dinosaurs, which include such dinosaurs as your velociraptor. Now the reason why these guys have been able to remain unchanged for so long is because there's actually no natural predators on the island. These guys are the biggest, scariest thing that you'll see roaming around the rainforest, and they have very prehistoric features, such as this big unique casque at the top of their head. Now, when you are close enough to see him, if he does wander back by the windows, you'll notice he has this big casque, and scientists still don't 100% know the reason or the functions to this, but there are a few beliefs. The one is that they use it as almost like a battering ram to push the cells through the undergrowth. The second reason is that they can use it to regulate their thermal body temperature. They use it basically as a solar panel. They can absorb the sun's rays and help them warm up. And the third reason is that it helps them communicate. They believe that because the cassowaries communicate at such a low frequency, it allows them to echo out the sound and also pick it back up using the vessels inside to funnel the sound waves into their ears. They also have very prehistoric looking legs and feet. They have a large 5-inch talon on the inside of each foot, and this allows them to defend themselves but also to warn off rivals and other predators. And it's what makes these guys one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous bird in the world. They can actually grow to over 6 feet tall. They can weigh males up to about 40 kilos, females can actually go up to about 70, and they can run to over 30 miles an hour and jump to over 5 feet. So they are basically a modern living, breathing dinosaur. They have quite unique feathers. Unlike all the other bird species, their feathers actually look more like fur, and this helps insulate them and keep them warm in the very humid rainforests. You can see when he's up close, he has got this really bright, vivid coloration. This actually acts as both a threat, so it helps threaten away other species, but it also acts to attract mates. The brighter you are, the brighter blue and the brighter the neck flare, the better seeing cassowary you are to the opposite sex. They also use these wattles for display as well. So they have these long wattles. This species is known as the double wattled cassowary. You also get the single wattled as well. These wattles actually allow the cassowary to communicate to other birds. They will droop them when they're trying to display and attract a female or a male, and they will bring them back up when they're not. They can also use these to keep warm and regulate their temperature as well. Now, cassowaries are quite a unique and bizarre looking bird, but they are very important, and a lot of the species of plants found in the northern part of Australian rainforest, but also the island of Papua New Guinea, rely on the cassowary. One of which is something called the cassowary plum. It's a big blue coloured plum, and without actually being eaten by a cassowary first, this plum actually can't regrow, and that's because it's got a thick outer skin that actually can't break through on its own. Now, because cassowaries actually have a very poor digestive system, they only digest parts of their food. Once a cassowary swallows the plum, all it digests is the outer skin and a little bit of the flesh, allowing the pip or the seed to actually be germinated and regrow, without which it wouldn't actually be able to do so. So they are known as rainforest gardeners, and they are very, very important to the natural environment. Now, as I said earlier on, these guys have no natural threats, but unfortunately they are still coming under threat for a couple of different reasons. The first reason is the introduction of feral pigs and captive dogs. Although these guys won't harm the adult cassowaries, they do actually raid and harm the young birds, which when these guys breed, only the males look after their chicks, and it can be actually a couple of years in between intervals of breeding. So if their chicks or eggs get damaged, unfortunately, it can really impact their wild population. The second threat is actually people. People see these guys, they see the bright colours, they see the close link to dinosaurs, and the first idea they have is to go and feed them. Now, unfortunately, this means that the cassowary becomes very confident around people, and it will actually try and chase people or pester people into feeding it, which can result in injury to us if the cassowary decides to kick. But the second reason is they'll actually follow people across main roads, and they are actually dying out a lot due to car collisions where they cross the road and unfortunately they do get hit by vehicles. They are very shy, and they are very naturally hidden away, if you like. So our cassowary, who's called Zeus, he's 11 years old, does have a couple of hiding places within his enclosure that he does prefer to stand. Now his first hiding place is actually the back left-hand corner underneath that overhanging laurel tree. He does prefer to sit there, especially if it's a nice warm day. He'll like to shade away underneath that tree. And the second place is he actually sits over in the back right-hand two corners, because it's actually a little bit of a sun trap. So if it's a bit of a cooler day, you'll often find him over that side trying to keep nice and warm.